People ask me, what is the business of church with business? No, the church don't have to run business, but it must empower people within its community to run businesses.
They appear to have up to 15 trap houses scattered across London. Every young person inside those properties is potentially at very serious risk.
When you see a pastor living this flashy, many people have questions, and it's clear he's got money when he films videos like this. In 2005, Tobi moves to London from Lagos, Nigeria, initially sharing a room with his cousin, actor John Boyega, and working as a kitchen porter. In 2008, he found Spat Nation in Croydon, South London, starting with 3 members. The church gains attention for its unconventional approach, targeting youth in gang violence, encouraging them to surrender weapons during services, which receives both praise and criticism. In 2013, Spat Nation is registered as a UK charity, with a started goal of advancing the Christian faith. The government-funded media company themselves, BBC, that will eventually turn on Spat Nation and make hit pieces on them, initially was making content with them on BBC 3, talking about the positive things they're doing.
We was once the cause of it, so who else is best to solve the problem? I went in prison for murder. I went in prison for attempted murder, twice. I went in prison for shootings, countless amount of times. All my life has been a trail of violence.
But then it connects to people, I think. It connects to younger people. They see you as part of them. Why are they attracted to Jay-Z? Why are they attracted to all the musicians? Why are they attracted to drug dealers? They just love the face of the drug dealer? No. No matter how much you mean well for people, if you can't get them to listen to you, then nothing is going to happen.
It was only a year in when things become complicated. There was allegations of financial misconduct and exploitation. Spat Nation faces accusations of pressuring youths and engaging in financial misappropriation, fraud, domestic abuse and sexual abuse. Reports emerge of pastors exploiting members' bank details for fraudulent activity. The Mail on Sunday reports a dossier by Labour MP Steve Reed alleging a dozen cases of sexual abuse within Spat Nation, including claims of pastors targeting girls, some under 16, in church-run trap houses. One allegation involves a potential rape of an underage girl, but no charges are filed, but claims sparked significant backlash.
The church has been the centre of media attention for years, appearing on MTV, BBC 3 and this programme.
Spat Nation is a church trying to help gang members get out of gang life.
A couple people volunteered to do interviews on the BBC. That's why I said they switched up after looking into Spat Nation, but many of them didn't want to follow up their complaints. It was just allegations on a documentary, but a police case didn't hold no weight against them.
In March, she discovered that a 4-year loan with the company Amigo had been taken out in her name. She confronted another senior pastor about it.
I basically asked what's happening, why do I have a loan in my name, and they basically said the loan was for the greater good and they were going to use the money to buy a bigger trap house to accommodate more people. And I was thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but why did I not know about it?
In December, the UK Charity Commission opens an investigation into Spat Nation due to concerns over financial management, safeguarding, noting much of the charity's income and spending bypass bank account.
And I mean, these are official documents, this is real.
Yes.
That company was used to open a business account with HSBC. It had a £3,000 overdraft facility. Just over £2,000 was paid to a company owned by another member of Spat Nation, a company that has now been dissolved.
But by February 2020, the Metropolitan Police conclude a review of Spat Nation's financial allegations, finding no evidence of criminal fraud or other offences, and no investigation is launched. They note difficulties contacting alleged victims, including those who reached out to the MP Steve Reed. A few months later, he does an interview with ZZ Mills, and on her show, he addresses allegations of fraud and corruption against SPAC Nation. The interview garners attention for tackling the public concerns head on, but does little to quell the ongoing criticism.
We can't deny that a lot of people came forward and said that there were leaders in the church that would force them to take out loans. Are you saying that all those people that have come forward are lying?
Someone says somebody forced me to do XYZ. The question will be, please explain force.
You're very well spoken. And I've said, if I had a little brother, would I prefer them to go to SPAC Nation or would I prefer them to go to Cunch?
I don't need to be looked at as nice within a community that has no benefit to give me. The black community will not add anything to me.
He'll go on to reportedly step down as the lead pastor of SPAC Nation. Handling leadership is passed on to another man named Samuel, though he remains influential. The announcement is made via the church's Twitter. In 2021, the fraud allegations resurfaced. Sahara Reporters published claims that Tobi's brother defrauded a church member called Rachel Daniel of £110,000 in 2012 for a property deal. Tobi, the pastor, is accused of briefing and assisting with payments of £1,200 but then blocking communication, fueling perceptions of financial impropriety within the family. Pastor Tobi was also getting criticism for his lavish lifestyle, including living in a £2.5 million Surrey mansion and flaunting designer clothes. He would laugh this off and post TikToks mocking people for it. Despite the criticism, he started to embrace it, saying he's offending people in Fendi, and was saying that he's a pastor that has businesses and that's where he makes his money so he can live this lavish life.
Hi, I realize you guys actually like vanity. You love it. You press those views like, okay, so I'm angry now. It's Fendi week. Yeah, it's going to be Fendi. Offending people with Fendi. Come on, man. I'm just joking, man. Knock that off, man. Stop getting angry, man. Just join the gang. What's wrong with you?
In June 2022, SPAC Nation is shut down. The UK government forces SPAC Nation into liquidation after a Charity Commission investigation finds it failed to account for £1.87 million in expenditure and operated without transparency. The church rebranded as Nation Family and ceased operations, marking a significant blow to Tobi's ministry.
SPAC Nation itself claims to have up to 1,000 young people involved right now. Every one of those young people is potentially at risk. They appear to have up to 15 trap houses scattered across London. Every young person inside those properties is potentially at very serious risk. A teacher in North London told me that SPAC Nation had been recruiting schoolgirls outside the school gates. A youth worker in Croydon told me they had been recruiting outside the youth centre. They are targeting young people so they can exploit them, and it is imperative that they are stopped.
He responds to the closure with some ex-posts, noting that he continues to influence despite the shutdown. Over the next year or so, things began to quiet down, but there was still stuff on Reddit. Thread questions talking about Tobi's extravagant lifestyle and ministry style, and users calling him a wolf in sheep's clothing and accusing him of using Christianity for personal gain. People was comparing him to living a rapper lifestyle and citing that BBC Panorama exposés. He was still doing things with the community, like Tobi led 2,000 women into Downing Street to petition for girl child equality. But the event reignites criticism due to past controversies. People again criticizing what he was wearing, a Gucci suit, creates question how sincere he is, given SPAC Nation's history. A proper personal allegation comes from Nigerian footballer who accused Tobi of having an affair with his wife, adding to pastor's controversial image. The claim, reported by legit.ng, fuels online debates about his moral conduct, especially being a pastor and a Christian. November 2024, Pastor Tobi faces widespread criticism for inviting artist Davido to perform at his birthday celebration. Critics include online commentators calling it embarrassment to the gospel, arguing it contradicts pastoral values and lacks spiritual depth. But things would get even worse when on December 4th of 2024, Tobi loses an appeal against his deportation of the UK. The Immigration tribunal rules that he must return to Nigeria due to SPAC Nation's financial misconduct, £1.87 million unaccounted for, and his unlawful residency status overstaying a 2005 visitor visa. He argues deportation violates his right to a family life, citing his British wife, but the tribunal dismisses the claim, noting he can maintain a relationship via social media. His lawyer Delhi denied deportation is for criminals and claims no wrongdoing was proven regarding SPAC Nation. Obviously, the Metropolitan Police had dropped that claim. It was the charity commissions that got it shut down. This year, he faced controversy once again when a TikToker accused Tobi of using AI to fabricate a video showing a lavish lifestyle, specifically involving a £580,000 Lamborghini. The users pointed inconsistencies in the footage, sparking a viral debate.
This guy is the most scammiest of scammers I've ever seen. Like, it's levels. These guys in the background, they're not really there. This is AI generated. And I'll show you in a second. That Jeep is not real. It's not really there. Watch the door of the Jeep glitch as it opens. It goes like that and it glitches. It disappears and comes back. Keep watching the door and the guy's legs. Watch the door on the left-hand side. Watch the door. Watch. Boom. You see that? You see how it jumped and his legs disappeared. You got AI generated mandem. This is like new levels.
He then responds himself to the claims as dummy accusations and denying digital manipulation.
Hi, just coming back from Manchester. TikTok is going to raise the next level of dummies, right? Like, you guys are going to take this thing to the next level. You don't have to edit or AI G-Wagon, bro. You need a G-Wagon? Yeah? Anyway, just came back. God bless you, man. AI won. This is the AI won. They said you are AI. Okay, go to East London then and see AI. Ow. PK is AI. You don't know PK in this nation. Where do you live, bro? Under the rock?
Controversy amplifies the perceptions of deceit to the wealth display. People are now saying that Tobi is trying to conduct himself as a man of the people, being surrounded outside hotels to try and influence the government to keep him here because he is so loved, as his immigration appeal seems like it's still ongoing.
So we just finished service, women's service.
Many times he has responded to claims saying that he's just a fool guy because he's at the top and he cannot control the lower down things, and there's over 1,000 members of each church, and we'll see what happens with his immigration status. He's confident that he will remain in the UK, but it seems like there is an angle right now to make him seem very loved and the kind of content he's putting out.
We just finished the service. It's crazy. Look at the whole city here. What the hell?
Just recently, he was back on the BBC again, talking about this deportation situation. When asked about not sorting his visa situation properly and being able to set himself up to stay in the UK, he simply says that he forgot and thought it was sorted by uncles or family.
To try to regularise your status, especially given that you're a high-profile person.
Yeah.
Because essentially that means that you've been in the UK all this time unlawfully.
I was just a regular person, helping people in Peckham, Queen's Road, Peckham. Of course, I lost track of time. I came here as a boy, 25-year-old boy then, and you have uncles and family saying, this is sorted, we're doing it, until I realized it's not done.
This guy has also set up numerous businesses. Now you can see the companies that he follows through the church. That's where he makes all his money, but he's saying he cannot do this abroad. He has to stay in the UK.
Do you think that you should be allowed to stay in this country, given that you have been here essentially unlawfully for close to 20 years?
Well, the court and all the other processes will decide that.
If you do lose the case and you are removed from the UK,
will
you move your organisation to Nigeria?
It's impossible. My organisation is here, my organisation is everywhere, and to move it to anywhere else means leave people to keep killing themselves. So no, we're not going to move the
I see a lot of different opinions about this guy online. Some people call him a scammer. Some people saying he's doing good things for the community and he's actually trying to make a difference and help. Some people think it'd be good that he gets deported. What do you guys think of Pastor Tobi and his influence on the UK and the youth?